Well, after taking a week off of YouTube, I returned to you for the Cursed Halloween special. Now, obviously, your main host is not here right now, but I'm happy to say that he's in good hands. With that said, today's adventure is going to be about Caine. Since you voted for him, he gets his very own special all about him. Anyways, with that said, who doesn't love the little war criminal he is? I'm excited to explore a bit more. Whoops, sorry for the interference. I've never hosted an episode before, so that may explain why the video is a square box instead of a rectangle it usually is. Let's get into this, shall we? Now, I wanted to explore a different topic instead of you were all expecting, which is the insert character name here is not insert insult here, he's/she's/theirs, insert true statement. Because Caine is not done developing as a character, and I wanted to spark up a new idea of if and when Caine can or will abstract, and what that can possibly mean for everyone trapped in the digital circus. There are numerous times where Caine shows signs of insanity during each of the episodes. Numero uno. Caine's maniacal laughing. Now, after rewatching all the episodes again for this video, it's come to my attention that Caine is someone that we know barely anything about, because he's barely involved with the episodes. Yet he is one of the most recognizable faces in the entire show. On the base level, Caine is the ringmaster who creates the adventures. He has a really outgoing personality and seems to love what he does, but at the same time he seems insecure about what everyone thinks of his adventures. I want to bring up this scene where Caine starts laughing in the first episode of the show. This right here. Pretty simplistic of a scene, right? I mean, it's him just laughing. The reason I bring this up though is because why was this necessary for the show at all unless it meant something different? The people over at Glitch at the time of making the pilot were not the wealthiest they are, which means that when it came to full-length animation, they would have to cut some corners unless something really needed to be included. What I propose with Caine's laughing is that it's an extremely early hint of his descent into insanity, and is a tease to what abstraction is. I'd also like to say that I'm not stupid. This part is 100% intended for comedic effect because it's a joke that comes out of nowhere and just cuts off randomly. Although funny, I would like to remind people that hidden details aren't always the little references in the background or of a scene of some cryptic reverse dialogue a character says. A hidden detail can simply be how a character says a line and trying to understand its purposes of why it's there, as a lot of foreshadowing is created using that technique. Psst, hey, it's me, Enchanted. I don't know where I am, but if you want to help me find a way out, this flashlight I have is powered by likes, comments, and most importantly, subscribes. So please hit all of those buttons if you're enjoying the special so far. I'm trying to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so thanks everyone for the immense support, and let's get back to the video. Numero dos. Caine deletes Gummy Goo.
Wait, what?
How tragic is this moment? I feel like Pomni finally finds someone that she can rely on to get through her mental breakdowns, and just like that, he's gone. Now, I know you're thinking, how does this relate to Caine when this is most definitely referring to Pomni or even Gummy Goo? Well, frankly, that's pretty easy to explain. During my research for this video, if you haven't caught on yet, each of the sections in this video is about each episode, as the previous section is about episode 1, and this one is about episode 2, and I promise you won't guess what I'll talk about next. So anyways, during my research for this video, I came across a post on Reddit by comicbookgirl39 on r/the Amazing Digital Circus. Although I like to create my videos based on my own noggin's thinking, I couldn't resist but to share what this is implying, because after reading it, it fits nicely with what I have to say. Let me read this out for you. Theory: Caine made this face because he accidentally deleted a human before. I think the reason Caine doesn't let NPCs in is because of some sort of mishap. I think at one point, Caine allowed an NPC to live in the circus, and at one point he had to delete it and got confused with one of the real characters. He felt bad and banned NPCs from entering the circus to make sure it never happened again. It's just a theory, but I think it's why Caine doesn't let NPCs in. Now, I personally really like what is said here. It goes back to the first episode and his maniacal laughing because it's clear something is wrong. Caine says this,
"But if I start losing track of who's a human and who's an NPC, who knows what could happen?"
Now he's talking in a way that's a hypothetical scenario until he gets to the point where he says, happen, and he freezes as ominous music starts playing, and the scene gets dark. Although talking like it's a hypothetical, this one frame proves that this may actually have happened. Right afterwards, he stays in that position while Pomni is laughing and then vanishes because he wants to go get water. There is definitely something more here, and although I don't like to go full film theory on this channel, a theory or two to prove a point is okay in my book. Numero tres, therapy. To tie all of this together, we have the infamous therapy scene in the 3rd episode, which has sparked some character arc for Zooble, but also secretly Caine too. Let me roll the clip so you can see what I mean.
That'd be...
Whose therapy session is this again?
Oh yeah!
There is a piece of this puzzle we don't know yet based on the clip, but there is so much to discuss. We don't know exactly what abstracting looks like, but we know what it turns out to look like after it's happened. So take a guess on what I have to say. Is it A, Caine is self-conscious of what everyone thinks of his adventures? Is it B, Caine could have started abstracting because Zooble opened up a dark secret of his? Is it C, or is it D, all of the above? If you said D, you would be correct. Caine is most definitely self-conscious of what people think of his adventures, as seen being the reason why he starts abstracting. And yes, I said abstracting, but I'll get into that in a moment. Caine directly says that it's
The only thing I'm good at, and...
This leads him to abstracting because he himself is losing sight of his purpose in the digital circus, because Zooble exposed what everyone thinks of his creativity. Now, I know abstraction is a big maybe for this, but let's be honest. We haven't seen people abstract, but we have seen what it leads to. Who knows if each of them can abstract in a different way, like how people react to trauma in different ways. If Caine abstracts, it could lead to the deletion of the whole digital circus and the end of everything we know inside of the computer. Now, all of this leads to whether Caine can abstract or not. And I think the answer, after all of the different clues we have gotten, is that yes, it is 100% possible that he can abstract too. Only time will tell when episode 4 and episode 5 and whatnot come out, so we can see if there are any more hints towards what Caine is and how insane he might actually be. I'm sure by the end of season 1, we will get some answers to some of our biggest questions, but after making this video, I gotta say that trying to find the implications of all of this is really interesting and fun. So make sure to like and subscribe and comment what your Halloween costume is or was, depending on what time you watch this video. Me personally, I am going as the Joker, but I want to know what you're going to be too. Anyways, with that said, thank you everybody.
No.